Cate Blanchett was doing an interview with Vanity about her upcoming movie, Carol. And in the movie, she plays Carol, who has a number of same-sex relationships or same-sex encounters. And so naturally, the reporter for Variety was curious whether or not Blanchett had ever had experiences like that. And what amazes me is how candid Blanchett was and how she doesn't really question her sexuality at all. So she says, yes, many times.
Yeah, good for you.
So she has had a few rendezvous with women, and she's not ashamed of it, and she shouldn't be ashamed of it.
Absolutely. Any pictures?
But then we do not have pictures.
Video?
But maybe you can watch this movie where I'm sure she has some scenes with her.
Oh, yeah, quite right. What is it called again?
Carol.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Now, she was then asked a really interesting and I think a good follow-up question of whether or not that ever made her question her sexuality. And she said, I never thought about it. So I want to stop right here because this story is not about Cate Blanchett. It's about a bigger issue that I've seen in society, right? Where as a woman, as a female actress, a high-profile female actress, you can say like, oh yeah, I diddled a girl the other day, it was great, right? And no one questions your sexuality. You are referred to as a straight female. And you don't even question your own sexuality. But can you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio or Robert Downey Jr. doing an interview with Variety and saying like, oh yeah, I had sex with a guy the other day. Never really thought about my sexuality. No, everyone would just assume that that person is either bisexual or gay.
I think they would largely skip bisexual and go straight to gay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So you're right. There's a couple of fascinating parts of this, right? So she's married. She's got 4 kids. So we assume, oh, that was some experimentation. That was dalliances in earlier in your life with women. With guys, if they said, even if Leonardo DiCaprio said, oh, I've got a couple of kids now, I'm married, but oh, back in the day, I used to have sex with men all the time. Yeah. Like just like she said, right? Like, oh, who knew Leonardo DiCaprio was gay, right? That's what they was, but you're right even about the term bisexual, right? Because I guess Cate Blanchett's bisexual. Not I guess, it's obvious.
She's on the spectrum.
She's somewhere on the spectrum, right? But I don't think that people are going to refer to her as bisexual anymore, or going forward, even though she's clearly said that she's acted that way, right? She's acted it out in that way. But if, at a bare minimum, if DiCaprio had said he'd slept with many men when he was younger, everyone, for the rest of time, would call him bisexual or gay. No question.
And I don't think that that's really fair. And the reason why, and look, I don't think it's a bad thing to be referred to as gay or bisexual. But women seem to get a pass because we have this whole idea that female sexuality is fluid. But now there's more and more research coming out indicating that male sexuality is just as fluid. So we have a lot of stigma when it comes to gay sex between 2 men, but we don't have that same stigma when it comes to women. When it comes to women, it's sexy and it's hot and it's just experimentation. When it comes to people talking about gay sex, anal sex, there's like this weird stigma and like this disgust around it. And I don't really understand why that exists. I feel like that's something that we kind of have to get beyond.
Yeah, it's left over. And it's not just about one particular kind of sex act. It's, I'm sure there's still a ton of people in the country who are like, oh, 2 guys making out, gross. Cate Blanchett making out with a girl, just like I did, was like, cool. Got any video? Right? Yeah. And then those guys who, are super masculine and they don't like gays and la la la, except they love gay women, and they don't even consider them gay women. They just consider them hot women. Right? But one other thing I wanted to mention, I actually love her attitude.
Yeah, me too.
Her attitude is, post-sexual preferences.
Not only that, don't label me. Like, why do I need a label? It is what it is. I wanted to do something. I did it. Whether it's experimentation, whether it was something that I genuinely wanted and I just did it, doesn't matter. I never really thought about it. I'm having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I had sex with women many times and never gave it a second thought. That's an awesome attitude to have because she's actually internalized and living the state where we want all of society to get to. Which is, it ain't no big deal, man. Who cares? Just have fun. Do whatever you want. You want to be gay, be gay. You want to be bisexual, be bisexual. You want to call it that. You don't want to call it that. You want to be perfectly straight because that's what you're into. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Let's just all get beyond it.
I totally agree.